Up after the qualifiers, our first race for the 17-18 junior women Omnium, the scratch race, will be coming up after these qualifiers. There's not a lot of athletes in this flying 200-meter event, so it'll go pretty quick into that scratch race. Riders in the Omnium should be getting ready to go as well here pretty quickly. Good time here to welcome everybody to the 2025 USA Cycling Junior Track National Championships here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. So glad that we had so many of these athletes make their way out for this very first session. It's going to be a fun weekend of racing, starting today with this beautiful Thursday we've got. And we're starting off with qualifiers here for the sprinters. 15 to 18-year-olds making up two groups here. We are junior women and junior men. Going to be racing out for the qualifying times here shortly. Bike checks are all completed for that group. They're going to be getting out here on the track very soon. If you're out there watching live, thanks for tuning in to support your racer here today. I'm sure you're wherever you're watching from. You'll be cheering on these juniors on the way to fight over the stars and stripes in the top of the podium. And wherever you are, we'd love to hear from you. If you're subscribed to the channel, you can chop into the live stream chat and say hi and give a shout out to some of your riders. I'm sure they love to hear from you. If I see you in there, we give a shout out to them as the events go on this weekend. Also, if you have any questions, that's a good place to post them. So don't be afraid to do that. Riders here, if you haven't already been aware that we are streaming all of the racing, you can share the live stream very easily. Velodrome.org/live has a link to the current session's YouTube stream. You can also just go to the YouTube app and search JB Velodrome. Subscribe, thumbs up, and share away. Let everybody know you're here in Redmond, Washington. You're about to start this first session of this year's National Championships for the juniors. We're just a few minutes from starting this first group. And for our first group, our qualifiers have already finished their bike checks. You don't need to leave the bike hanging on the rack now that everything's been checked. You are invited to grab your gear and you can head out to the warm-up circle. That's a great place to be ahead of your event. So riders for these qualifiers, juniors, if you want to grab your gear and start heading out to the warm-up circle, first up are junior women in this qualifying event. Our first rider today is Ulana Woods, followed by Olivia Roth and Helena Stedman. Those first three riders for today's qualifiers for the junior women's sprints. Whether you're here at the Velodrome or you're out there watching online, you can follow along with live results at tracktiming.live. Tracktiming.live has the live results as they go, our live schedule, including all of your racers that are here today, their start lists. And it gives you a good idea of what's going on here throughout today's racing.
Let's go.
Riders are standing by. We're just double checking our timing, making sure everything's set to go for your first rider here this morning. Already got one fan checking in. It is great weather this morning. A beautiful first day of racing. It's actually going to cool off over the weekend a little bit, but weather looks really good right now. Knock on wood, wherever we can. There we go. And there we go. Put your hands together, folks. Our first juniors on the track, and 2025's Junior National Championships are underway. Once again, welcome and thanks for joining us. It's so great to see so many of us here today gathered for this first exciting session of racing. Kicking things off, we've got our first rider on track, Lana Woods, racing bib number 146, all the way from Ventura, California. The final 200 meters on our track, there's what looks to be a finish line opposite us, is where the timing will start. As they cross the finish line on this side, that's where we'll confirm that timing. All times will be used today for seeding these competitors into a sprint tournament format that will continue on throughout the rest of the day. We're going to see more from these riders later. This is just their first chance to get out here and put out a quick time to warm things up. Woods getting the bell. Olivia Roth is also now on track for Star Trek Racing. We'll continue to follow a rider on their second lap. This is Woods getting up to speed in turn 2. Your first finisher coming across the line with a 13.637. Woods, 13.637. Star Trek, Oceanside, New York rider Olivia Roth getting up to speed here. Helena Stedman followed by Gabby St. Clair coming up here soon. Your rider in green. Now accelerating down the back straight. Set their time. And that's Roth coming in with a 16.038. 16.038. The time for your second heat. Helena Stedman is on track right now, about to get the bell. This is for Valkyrie Cycling, one of our teams out of Portland, Oregon. Coming up here to compete for the Track Nats. And just about to get into her timing on this second lap. Behind her on track, we've got Gabby St. Clair, followed by Hannah Ford and Sarah Vargas. Vargas will be the last for the junior women. Junior men are coming up for their qualifiers. If they're not entering the warm-up circle, let's make sure our junior men for the Sprint Qualifiers are making their way over to be ready for their event. Looking for 79 to come to the warm-up circle. 79, Ian Choi to the warm-up circle. Also calling number 14 and number 3 to the warm-up circle. Joseph Gonzalez and Louis Bonilla, all of our riders for the junior men sprint qualifiers. Helping along Gabby get her time. Just a few more riders in this group. Let's go back and get a few of our finishing times here. Stedman, the time was 14.834. Stedman, 14.834. And your new quick time so far, St. Clair coming in with a 13.602. 13.602 for Gabby St. Clair, currently in the lead for the event. On track now is Sarah Vargas, followed by Hannah Ford, your last rider for the junior women. First up for the junior men, Ian Choi, followed by Yosef Gonzalez, Jordan Kalel Carrega, the next couple riders up. Vargas takes the new fast time, it looks like, as we just get the bell here for another rider. Pardon me. I'm one step ahead of myself. Hannah Ford just got the bell. That's rider 105 from El Cerrito, California. Another one of our California competitors here for the weekend. On track behind her is Sarah Vargas, getting warmed up on the first lap here. All 17-18 women for the race, Omnium number 1. That's the scratch race. Should be coming to the bike check area now. 17-18 junior women for their scratch race in the Omnium. Bike check now, please. Your last rider came with a time of 13.822. It's still St. Clair with the fastest time of the group so far. Your last rider now on track, out of Rancho Palos Verdes, California, Sarah Vargas, back again here in 2025. Junior men coming up right after this race is done. We're going to go right into this next group, followed by the 17-18 junior women, who should now be going to the bike check area for their scratch race. And your last rider of the group, improving the time very nicely here, Vargas with an 11.728. 11.728 for Vargas will be the fastest time today for your junior women qualifiers. Put your hands together for Sarah Vargas. I just got called to the radio. That is a track record for the age group. Vargas came here last year looking very speedy. A nice improvement on a record book time this year for the Californian. Exciting to see. Already, it's like the first couple minutes of track nats. Slow down. I'm still getting my bearings straight. Excellent work from Vargas. Way to start this morning off. We're now into the junior men. Let's check out who's on track right now. This is Ian Choi in the green for the Star Trek race team. Coming from Flushing, New York. Our East Coast team here. Plenty of juniors racing this weekend. Ian, the first time out here this morning, 12.159. Nice start for the junior men. Ian Choi, 12.159. And hey, good news for Vargas. It's a standing rule at our Velodrome. If you beat one of the overall records, not the age-based ones, which she did today, by the way. She grabbed the overall junior record. She gets an extra $100 at our Velodrome. That's a standing thing here we do. So a little extra cash for Vargas to help with that next bike upgrade. Another rider for Star Trek is currently in the middle of his timing effort. Yosef Gonzalez from Kew Gardens, New York, racing also for Star Trek. You see the green. The time to beat was a 12.159. And the time for Gonzalez, 13.543. 13.543 for Josef Gonzalez. Jordan Kaleo Carrega is on track, followed by Hugo Eisman and then William Huang. Mat track cycling out of the Lexus Velodrome. If you see the purple and green, one of our riders out of Detroit in lap 2. Time to beat of 12.159. Number 83 will slot in at second fastest of the day so far, a 12.777 for Carrega. 12.777. This is Hugo Eisman, number 67, out of Brooklyn, New York for the Star Trek race team. Got the bell and is already moving very quick, well ahead of the timing strip. William Huang for the Jerry Baker Juniors is on track, followed by J.C. Pyle. Your last rider of the group is Louis Bonilla. Once Bonilla is done, we're on to the 17-18 junior women for their scratch race. My Paul's confirming is that a junior and elite track record. I didn't pull up the record books myself. I'll have to double check what Sarah Vargas' time in comparison to that. Wyatt's already checking in our local, just set a elite record here at our track during one of our events this season for the elite men kilo. Pretty exciting to see. Hugo coming in second overall now with a 12.330. Amara confirming, yes, that is both. Crazy. Is that? I think that's double the payout too. Then I think that's how that works. William Huang just getting the bell. This is for Jerry Baker Jr.'s, the local team here, hailing all the way from Redmond, Washington. Not going to be winning any travel awards today. Number 7 is on track behind. That's J.C. Pyle, followed by your last qualifier, Bonilla, checked in and ready to start next. The time to beat is 12.159. $11.72 for Huang. A nice improvement on the best time so far here for his group. We'll take the quick time. And so J.C. Pyle also for the Jerry Baker Juniors. From Kirkland, Washington, one of our neighboring cities here. And off and away he goes into his timing for the 200 meter. Luis Bonilla, Ironfly Racing. Now your last racer for the event is on track in lap 1. You broke it. J.C. Pyle, you broke your own record. 10.933. 10.933 for Pyle, breaking his own record from a year ago. Good speed for the local junior. And one more speedster here from Ironfly Racing, putting up some great laps here a year ago. Good to see Bonilla back for more. 17-18 junior women are getting set for their start for the scratch race. The Omnium about to begin here. This is your last qualifier for the junior men 15-18 sprints. Also looking very quick here today. Let's check the time. He'll come in second overall with an 11.145. 11.145 for Bonilla. We'll see him second in today's sprints. Sponges off for the timing here. Sponges off, and then we'll get ready for this next race. Coming up, the 17-18 junior women for the scratch race. Junior men scratch race is also very imminent. I'm sure I'll be calling for bike checks relatively soon. For the junior men, please be ready. Why Paul's on there like, no, I'm sure it was. Yeah, we did double check. It is double. Sarah Vargas breaking the elite and junior record here today. JC Pyle improving on his own junior record from a year ago. It's a fast Thursday to start the juniors off here in a good fashion. Beautiful morning we're having. The qualifying for the sprinters is all done. So the Omnium races are upcoming, are a series of 4 races that concludes in a points race at the end. The 17-18 junior women should already be ready to start here. Shortly, you'll want to see our junior men here for bike checks, and the call will come soon, and that'll be for their scratch race following this. We are ready. Junior women for the scratch race. Junior 17-18 women to the rail for the scratch race. 17-18 junior women scratch race to the rail, please, for your start. Our 17-18 junior women scratch race in the neutral. (19-lap) scratch race about ready to start. First step in the Omnium for the junior 17, 18-year-old women here now, getting the signal, and racing's underway. 19 to go. Number 108, Emma Jimenez-Palos, had a very successful 2024 here at our Velodrome. Back for more here in the 17-18 group, starting off with this Omnium and leading the very beginning of that first lap. 18 to go. That's 102, Jillian Halm for Kelly Benefit Strategy Cycling from Allentown, Pennsylvania on the front across the finish line. That's 109 at the front that lap. Avery Kavner for Groove Subaru Excel Sports out of Colorado Springs. Just saw 17 to go. Rue Tomko, local rider for the Jerry Baker Juniors, wearing bib 101. Eight athletes competing today in the Omnium, all grouped up here for the scratch race. The first few laps working together relatively like a team, sharing the workload a little bit early here. It's just long enough with a small group like this. They're going to want to be pretty conservative, and they're doing that here through the first several laps. Not being too aggressive yet. Plenty more to go. 15 on the lap cards. The scratch race ongoing. That's the kid of Valkyr Cycling. One of our riders out of Portland, Oregon. Helena Stedman was on the front looking over the right shoulder. Checking the field, slowing down a little bit to the blue line. Stedman just off the front. And it looks like Tomko kind of leading the action right now in the middle of the velodrome. Middle down the track, I should say. Taking them down the back straight. From the sprints, our qualifiers at the top. First place for the men and the first two places for the women still need to present for their bye round. So you will need to come to the start line for your bye during that first round. So again, there are three athletes that have earned a bye from their qualifying times. Your top qualifier for the junior men and the top two for the junior women will still need to present and be here for the bye round. So please be ready for that. Seeing 13 to go, riding at the blue line right now. Everybody's kind of piled in behind Valkyr Cycling. That is still Stedman near the front, leading the action. Twelve laps. A little bit more rotation here in the last couple laps. Got a little aggressive about a lap back there for a moment. Back down the sprinters lane. Our field still all together. Still plenty of laps of racing ahead for them. So still awaiting what will likely be a pretty fast few finishing laps here. continuing to work their way towards this finish line, seeing 10 to go now. 10 laps in the scratch race. It's Julian Hall, number 102, coming back to the front again, one of our Pennsylvania area competitors here for the weekend, out of Allentown. Get a little bit more dynamic here at 8 laps remaining as the pace picked up a little bit here over the last lap or so. Tomko pulls off the front there. Rest of the field starting to rotate around quickly. Holm will drive the train now down the back straight. Moving up out of the saddle there, that's bib number 108, Emma Jimenez-Palos from Novi, Michigan, suburb of Detroit. Six to go. Palos on the front. Big attack here. Still a decent gap opened up. That's Ruth Tomko for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Trying to close things down a bit here.
That was just a track record. That was not an American record.
Looking for help, but nobody's going to chase down as it looks like it's just Tomko having to break away from the rest of the field, hoping to pursue at 5 to go. Looking over their shoulder, not seeing anybody right behind. Still Tomko in the gap. The rest of the field losing a little bit of ground here. Back about 30-some meters down the back straight. Junior men, 17-18, junior men for your scratch race. Should all be getting ready right now. We're just a few laps out from the finish. All junior men for the scratch race coming up here in a bit. Still 108 leading the way is Jimenez-Palos on this strong attack with about 7 laps to go or so when it started. Tomko's trying to close this thing down just about there. Our field starting to already think about third place overall as they're looking at each other more than they're looking at the leaders. Bike check looking for rider number 9. Bike check. Looking for bib number 9. That's Gregory Deminadetti, number 9. Tomko in a tough position trying to catch your leader. Here's your field crossing the finish line at 3 to go. Bib number 110 leading away is Julia Barna, another one of our riders for Valkyr Cycling out of Vancouver, Washington. Your leader is off the front. Jimenez-Palos doing an impressive solo break here, seeing 2 to go. Trying to win the scratch race in solo form. Tomko working hard to catch back on. Getting closer here over the last couple of laps, and then just in this last about 340 meters or so, starting to open that gap up again is Jimenez-Palos looking still very strong and consistent for her finish. Your field seeing 2 to go. 109 on the front for the field currently is Avery Kavner, right out of Colorado. And you're 1 to go, Mark. Jimenez-Palos. Being pursued by Tomko. 1 to go. It looks like that's the order they're going to finish this race in. Jimenez Palos doing what she did a year ago. Great endurance rider, great solo power here from this young competitor. Here's your field getting the bell as well. The race for third place in the scratch race on the line from this group of 5. Back to our finishers. One away to cross the line. The pursuant, Ruth Tomko, not quite able to make it up there, but sets themselves away from the field for second overall in the scratch. And the field rounding through turn 3, the sprint for third, starting to develop now. One rider well and away here, starting to push away from the rest of the group. And looks to be 109, Avery Kavner, third across the line. And that'll be your top 3 today for the junior women's scratch. The first of their Omnium. We'll see more in this Omnium series later on, as we now get set to start the junior men for their scratch race. The first step of their Omnium coming up now here in just a moment. Junior men to the rail for the scratch race. Junior 17-year-old men to the rail for the scratch race. Following this event, there will be a planned short break. We'll come back with the junior women quarterfinal round, their ride number 1, followed by the junior men for their first ride. Another reminder to the riders that earned a bye, you still need to check in during that round. That'll be following the break after the scratch race. TrackTiming.live all weekend long for live results and start lists. If you're out there on YouTube following along, you can put that into another tab on your browser and check all the results as they're coming up. We're also showing as best we can those results on the screen for our timing events and all those other things going on through the weekend. If you're here at the Velodrome, haven't already tuned in, we're on YouTube streaming now. JB Velodrome, the name of the channel. You can also velodrome.org/live to pick up the link there. I see about 90 or so of you watching now. If you are subscribed for 5 minutes or more, you can pop it into the live chat and give a shout out to a junior. Ask a question, just participate in our community here. We'd love to hear from you. We know we got viewers from all over the country tuning in today to say congratulations and to cheer on the youngsters that are here this weekend. This is our 17 to 18 junior men, just about ready to get their start for the scratch race, the first step of the Omnium. Once again, 19 laps. Whistle out of turn 4 if they're all together. They're currently neutralized. We'll start them in turn 4 if we're all together for 19 laps. $11 starters for our Omnium here for the junior men, 17-year-olds. Should be a fun series of racing here, starting today with this scratch race. There's our whistle, and racing's underway. Seeing 19 to go, we'll start counting down those lap cards together here with, looks like local Merrick Gallagher, number 13 this weekend, will be leading us on this first lap. A little bit of speed here as number 17 is going to test the waters. Kasia Zadomski for Hot Tubes Development Cycling Team. Another rider we got to see at our Velodrome back in 2024. Back here again looking for some more great results. A good competitor from the Hot Tubes Development Race Team, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. $17 to go. Couple of pretty quick opening laps. Number 10 in the all-white is Lane Willer, Velosport Cycling from Colorado Springs. Gallagher with a short pole there. Field moving up and allowing some new riders to take over the lead. Trying to maintain this quicker, earlier lap tempo. Lane Willer sees open track and takes the sprinter lane just to keep the speed going, as it looks like the rest of the field want to be above the blue line. 16 to go. There's Adomsky again, number 17. Quick jump out of the saddle from Gavin Newman for Team Epic, East Portland Youth Cycling. No surprise that team is from Portland. It's in the name. He'll tack over the front and take over, trying to lead the lap. Adomsky right on the wheel at 15 to go. Greggy Debenedetti, number 9 for Apex, coaching out of Boulder, Colorado. Looks like the next rider that kind of bridged up to the rest of the field. Brought things all together again. With that kind of fizzles out the energy from the front, although it still looks like number 10 wants to stay up just in front of the rest of this field, at least threatening some aggression, ready to catch anybody that moves off the front. Like here goes Gallagher, and immediately number 10 responds, gets down to the lineup at 14 to go. A little up and down track movement as it's a little bit of a back and forth aggression here. New leader at the front as it looks like Adomsky now taking over. Hampson for just a moment. He'll pull out of the way. Everybody above the blue line at 12 to go. Lane Willer again doing what he's been doing a lot in this group, even when it's a little bit down tempo, just kind of watching the front, keeping his eyes posted over that left side. Even if he's not in the sprinter's lane, he wants to be ready for anything to happen. Now seeing 11 to go. Number 4 for the Midwest Devo race team out of Westfield, Indiana. That's David Jackson Clary, number 4. That was at the front for just a moment. White helmet, kind of a light lime green colored jersey up along the rail behind Adomsky. A little bit of rest formation here as we make it to essentially the midway point of the race here shortly. These kids are fast, and they're going to be going a lot faster than this over the course of this weekend. You're going to see some explosive finishes. This group's got some really great competitors for sure, and we're just getting set up for what should be a really fun finish here in this scratch race. An important first step for the Omnium competition this weekend for these 17, 18-year-old junior men. There goes Willer again off the front. This time putting in his own attack here. It's number 10, the rider out of Colorado, trying to get a little frisky here at 9 to go. Several riders thinking about starting the pursuit here. Gallagher looking around as well now as he moves up to the front. Newman right behind him. There's David Jackson Clary in second wheel position now as Gallagher moves up. I think that's Troy Sanders next to the lineup, if I'm not mistaken. It's certainly one of our riders from Edge Cycling, and it is indeed Sanders, number 12. Up in that front of the group area of the group there. Starting to bring it back together, though, as most of the riders making contact here as they head out of turn 2. A fair share of the work. It's not been really any one rider doing most of the aggression here, although I will say most of the laps, if you look at the front of the group, Lane Willer, the rider in white, who's back there again, has spent quite a bit of time up here at the front trying to establish tempo, trying to watch the action, be ready to jump on anything that moves. Just 7 to go. Group together and kind of wide across the track into turn 3. Building anticipation now for this finish. It's not too far out. This is getting into that critical phase where this kind of attack really could start to form. Adamski, number 17, followed by David Jackson Clary, number 4, start things up. Gallagher has to respond. He brings with him the 2 riders from Team Epic right behind him. They're going to try to catch on to the leaders as quick as they can. As they catch, they'll sit high. No need to keep on it. At 5 to go, Gallagher's looking at him, seeing what their response might be. He rolls across, moves uphill. And now it looks like Newman's going to stay down between the black and the red and keep on the pedals, while the rest of the field will give him a little bit of running room here. Many of these riders familiar with themselves, or each other from a year back. This field has quite a few returners from the Omnium from a year ago. So they're probably watching each other while Newman's getting aggressive here. Their eyes are on each other. Newman says, well, if you don't want to pay attention to me, I'm going to go make some noise myself. Adamski, number 17, starting to move. He's got Gallagher right on his wheel as he goes up track. Your leader looking smooth here. Gavin Newman, 3 to go. We've adopted our Portland friends as part of our local Velodrome, so we get to see a lot of Gavin Newman up here. He's raced plenty of laps for Team Epic on this race surface. The rest of the field really letting Newman play with this lead at 3 to go. Lane Willer, as he's been a lot today, near the front, not trying to set anything up. And a big one from the back of the field now is a lone rider trying to go off the front. Again, the field's kind of watching each other, letting a few riders get away. Crowd's making noise for Newman, who just crossed the line at 2 to go. He's got a half-lap lead on the rest of the field and is pretty much set up to win this scratch race. Here comes the chase now. I don't think they're going to be anywhere near Newman's position in 2 laps, though. Number 2, trying to get away from the rest of the field, is Aiden Zavala for Team California Academy out of San Jose, making his first big move of the race when the rest of the field was sleeping, seeing if he can get away from this. Bells ringing, 1 to go. Newman on his way to get a victory here. The Portland rider moving sneaky in the field. Gets great position against the competitors, and they let him get away with it here. He'll capitalize nicely. The race for second out of the field now underway. 1 to go. Edge Cycling's got number 12 leading the way as Troy Sanders gets the sprint going. It will be Newman, your champion here for the scratch race, the first race for the Omnium. Got a good head start. We'll follow the field all the way through, though, and see how this one plays out. Newman feeling good about that effort as he comes across the finish line. The sprint now for second place. It looks like it's going to be at the blue line. And that's going to be number 4, your rider from the Midwest Devo race team, David Jackson Clary. Picking up some more good points here in the scratch for the Omnium. Until I get more information, we are on a short break here per our schedule to prepare for the next round of things. We've got sprinters coming back here shortly, starting with the junior women and then the junior men. Riders who have qualified with a bye still need to check in. You must present for your start, for your heat. Again, riders that have qualified for the bye, please be ready to check in. Present for your heat. After this break, junior women for the sprints, quarterfinals, ride number 1. We need the riders from Heat 3. That's bib 146, 149, as well as rider 106 from Heat 4 to check in for their bike check. Looking for Woods, Roth, and Stedman for bike check for the quarterfinal round for the women's sprints. ETA of 5 minutes for our break. So ETA 5 minutes for us to start back up with the sprints. 5 minutes. We're on the back end now of a 5-minute break. Should be starting racing here relatively soon. The quarter final round for the sprinters. Junior women will get us started here shortly. Good time to get in your next coffee order if you need a refill on your caffeine here today. Support our food truck for showing up here today. Make sure you get your orders in. And, of course, merchandise for sale over at the Black and Red Vision Tent. I have been told that the Sprocket sales will go live tonight at 5 o'clock. Expect a lineup before the sales open. So sales for Sprockets, our official mascot of the Junior Nationals, that's going to be going up at 5 o'clock. I got the thumbs up that racing can resume. We are now ready to begin. So with that, we're going to start calling our riders up, and we'll get into the racing. This is the the Junior Women 15 to 18-year-old Sprints quarterfinal round. Our first heat and second heat, both earning a bye from their qualifying time. They still need to check in. We're looking for Sarah Vargas. On deck is Gabby St. Clair. Followed by Heat 3, Alana Woods and Livia Roth. Heat 4, Hannah Ford and Helena Stedman. After those 4 heats conclude, Junior Men, your 15-18 sprint tournament, the quarterfinal round also will be called up. First up, Heat 1, Sarah Vargas, qualifying first overall, earning a bye. No competition in this first heat. Your new junior and elite women record holder for the flying 200-meter, Sarah Vargas, qualifies and moves on. Heat 2, Gabby St. Clair, now to present. The Texas rider for Star Trek, qualifying second overall, presents and will qualify onto the next round. Heat 3, Alana Woods, Livia Roth. On deck, Hannah Ford, Helena Stedman. First heat for the junior men after that will be JC Pyle checking in. Bonilla and Gonzalez in Heat 2. Calling Woods and Roth for their start. We're well into our first session here of the 2025 USA Cycling Junior Track National Championships, hosted here by the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. Age-based competition all weekend long for the Stars and Stripes, and the honor to be on the top step of our podium here. Our second year hosting these championships right here. Glad to see some returning riders. A good turnout here for this very first session. It's going to be a great one tonight as well. If you're just out here as a fan, wondering what's going on, maybe you're tuning in to, a subscriber on our YouTube, or you're here in the park just walking in. Racing is going to be happening all weekend long, starting at 10 in the morning and 6 in the evening. So we have 2 sessions each today, except Sunday. It's just a morning session currently planned. A 10 a.m. start on Sunday. The 6 p.m. starts have our beverage garden and food truck set up as well. So our normal Friday night environment for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to cheer on the juniors. So please come join us. If you're out there and you're maybe planning on coming on a Friday night, you can come tonight too, as well as on Saturday. Lots of great fun happening this weekend. And now our first ride here in the quarterfinals, Heat 3, is to the start line. We're looking for riders bib 3 and 83, that's Bonilla and Carrega. For the bike check, please. Bonilla, number 3, and Carrega, number 83 for the bike check for the junior men's sprints. On the track right now, first matchup for Ulana Woods and Olivia Roth. In the 2-lap sprint, a decently quick opening lap here. 2 times around the track at our Velodrome for match sprints. 149 at the front right now. The rider in green is Olivia Roth. Ulana Woods behind her, qualifying with a quicker time, I believe, out of the qualifying rounds. And showing a little bit of that speed right now, moving from second wheel position and taking over in the middle of the turn. That should shut this race down pretty quick. Let's see how the finish goes around the corner. It looks like Woods, looking over the shoulder, is in good control here in ride number 1. Hannah Ford and Helena Stedman for their first ride. Again, calling Ford and Stedman now for the start. On deck, junior men. We'll be looking for JC Pyle to check in on his own in Heat 1. Bonilla and Gonzalez in Heat 2. Huang and Carrega Heat 3. Choi and Eisman in Heat 4. Riders, please be ready. This is our first ride again in this quarterfinal round between Hannah Ford and Helena Stedman. Stedman on the outside position, bib number 106. Right out of Portland, Oregon. From El Cerrito, California is Hannah Ford, currently on the inside. For those less familiar with how this will work, we're in the quarterfinal round. There's currently a format made for 8 riders. These fields a little bit short, so our top qualifiers actually get a bye in this round. They'll be sitting out waiting for the semifinal round. Once we get through the quarterfinal round, we eliminate down to 4. These are best of 3, so these riders do get at least 2 chances to compete before the result is posted and seeing who will advance into the semifinal round of the sprints, where they'll match up against some of the riders that got that bye during this round. And that round is to determine who will race for first and second in the final series and who will be racing for third and fourth. Those semifinal rounds happen later on during our schedule. Right now, we're in this quarterfinal round where riders are facing elimination essentially from the next round of racing based on their results in this race. This is ride 1, still between Ford and Stedman, currently in their first 200 meters on this first lap. Ford in the front position now as they head into turn 3. On deck, junior men, sprinters, be ready. They received their bell. Both riders a very patient first lap by the qualifying times. This should be one of our more competitive heats. So I think both riders taking this as seriously as they ought to. They know they need to really ensure victory in this quarterfinal round. Stedman takes the front. Ford holding on for the acceleration. Now going to try to turn it up a notch as they hit the final turn. Onto the home straight. Stedman taking over. Ford taking over. And that'll be number 105. Hannah Ford for this first ride in the quarterfinals for Heat 4. JC Pyle called to check in so he can earn his qualification to the next round. And number 7, JC Pyle qualifies and advances. Heat 2. Bonilla and Gonzalez now to the start. On deck, William Huang, Jordan Kalel Carrega in Heat 3. And then Heat 4 is Ian Choi and Hugo Eisman. Number 3 currently in the second position behind number 14. The 14 is Josef Gonzalez in Kew Gardens, New York. Up against the second qualifying time today, held by Louis Bonilla, the rider at number 3, Ironfly Racing. In second wheel position, the rider in almost all black for the kit and the helmet. The time just north, about a tenth and a half of the second or so above 11 seconds times today for his flying 200. So another very quick junior here today. Your second overall seed, very aero here, kind of pacing on the back wheel through this first decently quick lap. Gonzalez bringing it up to speed into turn 3. And now from position 2, you'll see Bonilla make the pass onto the home straight. And it looks like your rider from Ironfly takes ride number 1. Coming up to track now, William Huang, Jordan Kalel Carrega. Heat 4 on deck, Choi and Eisman. Following the sprints, race number 2 for the junior women in the Omnium. It's the Tempo. Our junior 17, 18-year-old women for the Omnium coming up here in just a few short rides, followed by the junior men for their Omnium Tempo race. It's William Huang on the inside position, starting in lane 1, number 68 for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Jordan Carrega for Mad Track Arena out of Detroit, number 83. Right on the inside, qualifying third today from the 200s. So your third overall seed in this heat. Taking on Correga right out of Detroit in the green, up and behind him currently. Bit more of a typical first lap here in this heat for these two riders, as the rider in position 1 is just kind of controlling all the way around the 400 meters on this first lap. Huang positioning himself kind of mid-track right now, maintaining elevation as both riders. But it's right now, it's Huang in control of the pace, as he's got the left-hand turn if he wants to use it. Down towards the slight downhill, still waiting for acceleration. They're into the flat, still no jump. There's the move from Huang. Up and out of the saddle, both riders, hitting turn 3. Good jump from Huang. Will Correga be able to get onto the wheel and challenge onto the home straight? It looks like the local will take ride 1. Ian Choi, Hugo Eisman on track now. Heat 4. Our final heat for the current ride in this quarterfinal round of the sprints. Junior women on deck for the tempo. Bib 108 and 109 called to the bike check. 108 and 109 to bike check. That is Jimenez, Palos, and Kavner. '79 in lane 1 is Ian Choi. Qualifying just a little bit faster than his teammate Hugo Eisman, if I recall correctly, both for Star Trek Racing. Choi's got on the all-white helmet for the most part, the striped white and black helmet on Eisman, currently in position 2, following around his teammate. After this ride, we'll get back to our Omnium, the ongoing Omnium race, the second race for those competitors. The tempo about ready to start. These riders in the quarterfinal round will get a second ride. So we'll have them back after the tempos are all wrapped up. As they pass the pursuit line now going into turn 3, a little bit more patience and even a little bit of back pressure on the pedals now, as Choi is keeping it pretty slow and his teammates trying to match his tempo still, about a bike length separating them. Very similar posturing here all the way through the turn. Choi on the inside. Eisman a little bit higher position and slightly behind, as both riders still trying to keep it very slow here. Choi keeps looking over that right shoulder, trying to make sure his teammate's still where he expects him to be with so much track in front of him. Can't imagine that he's expecting the attack to start any second here, but he still wants to keep eyes on that rider right behind. Where is he at? Keep his eyes on his positioning. Maybe even trying to force a position change here as he's going very slow down the home straight. Eisman does not want to give up position 2 too easily. Bell's ringing, and both are more concerned about position than they are about speed just yet. Eisman will take the front now after enough jockeying there into the hill. Both riders nice and high here. Gotta imagine they're familiar with each other, so maybe trying out some different moves here on one another. two riders from Star Trek lining it up all the way through turn 2. A little ramp down into the flat. Eisman on the front. Choi now starting to catch. He let a little bit of gap there intentionally. Nicely timed by the rider in second position. That should cause the catch. And now looking for the pass. Choi looking smooth. And he'll get a good turn of pedals there to finish that one off. A nice ride one from Choi against his teammate Eisman. Ride 2 will come up later here during this session. Junior women for the second ride in the Omnium now to your start. Junior women for the tempo. On deck, junior men for their tempo in the Omnium race number 2. Junior men in that tempo race, please make your way to bike check. Junior men in the tempo race. On your way to bike check now. "19 laps the total distance. When the lap cards show 15, the bell will ring. The next lap after that, we will begin awarding a point to the front in this tempo. Got a lot of young fans over there in turn 1. Good to see some of our youngest athletes here in the park checking out the future of the sport going on right now. All of these great athletes have traveled here to Redmond to compete for junior nationals on our track. The Omnium is an ongoing race, so winning the scratch, winning the tempo is not the goal. It's actually winning the final points race at the end. Success in the early races earns you points for your start in the points race at the end of the Omnium. So you want to be it smart. You don't want to waste too much energy winning a race when you could just get second or third and give yourself a pretty good score moving into that final race. You want to be competitive, but you also need to save energy for the most important stage, which is that fourth race in the Omnium. We now start the tempo. The first couple laps, no points earned. It's just kind of getting us into a sort of a group ride, get everybody together, make sure it's all good to go. A couple laps in, you're going to hear a bell. That signals when we're going to start actually giving out riders points. It only pays to be at the front in the tempo, and it happens every lap. So lead the lap, get points, and otherwise no points earned. Your winner for the tempo earns 15 points for the later contest, that points race at the end of the Omnium. That win is going to be determined entirely from points earned during the race. Any ties broken will be sorted out at the end based on their position on the final lap as needed. Keep your eyes on number 108, Jimenez Palos, your winner from the scratch race on a solo breakaway, demonstrating great endurance, much like she did a year ago. That's going to be good in a race like a tempo, just able to stay at the front, maybe off the front a few laps to pick up some big points. She currently has the lead in the overall Omnium standings. 101, Rue Tomko came across the line second. That's her current leaders in the Omnium standings. Avery Kavner, third across the line, won in the group sprint. So look for Kavner maybe to pick up some good points if it's all together, trying to sprint against the competition. Still no points. They haven't heard the bell yet. Again, that bell at 15 to go. So right now they're just working their way together as a group until they hear that bell, and then the contest will really get underway. All junior men for their tempo race should have head over to bike check already. That process has been called. Again, junior men, you are on deck for your tempo race. Good to hear from John Walsh out there, all the way from Bend, Oregon, tuning in, and he'll be up here, from the Velosport Center. Fantastic. Yes, we hope to see you on Saturday. It sounds like you'll be joining us to be watching the racing live. Good to have you check in on the live stream. If you're here supporting a rider at the Velodrome, don't forget you can help support our Velodrome. We're nearing 4,000 subscribers. We think we can hit it this weekend with your help. If you're watching right now and you haven't already done so, scroll on down and hit the subscribe button. Help us out. Helps more people see our regular racing here. We race every Friday night during the summer months and lots of big events at our Velodrome. We'd love for more eyes to be on it. Bell's ringing. Next time, a point at the front every lap to the finish now. So now these laps really count at the front. That's number 106 leading the lap as the bell was ringing. Stedman now losing a little bit of position. Confident move here. 14 laps remaining. As Riley Halpern picks up the first point. Still Halpern at the front. It looks like there's some movement in the field. Now again stretched out through the turn behind the lead out from Tomko. Finding their first point. That'll be Tomko. In a tie for the lead with Halpern. Two riders with one apiece. Tomko in this field trying to fight for another. And they'll get it. Two now for Tomko, looks like, is 101. Challenges 108 to the line. And gets it. Taking over the top spot with 2 points now. Tomko. In second is Halpern. Currently off the pace of the field, though, and won't be looking to get many more points here. So we'll see what's going to come out of the field this time. Ooh, 3 or 4 riders across. A 2-up sprint here, and it'll go on the inside. It looks like that was 109. Kavner came across the line first, and that is confirmed. So a point for Kavner, now in a tie for second. Rue Tomko in first, currently with 2. Field sitting a bit high here. Following Jimenez Palos, I think the move here is to almost play this a little bit like an elimination, try to follow the strong rider around and then nip them at the line. And a little bit of respect being shown here for the lead rider this time, though, as Jimenez Palos, 108, picks it up at the blue line this time. 3-way tie for second. Jimenez Palos, number 108 with 1. Avery Kavner, number 109 with 1. Riley Halpern, number 154, all with 1 point. Tomko alone at the top with 2 currently. They're in the sprinter's lane leading this lap. Your current leader trying to find another. And looking like good position. Should be able to get it. Rue Tomko for point number 3 at 9 to go. Jimenez Palos, her second point, now sits alone in second. 1 point behind Rutomko in the lead with 3. Tomko times the attack nicely and takes another point. That'll give them 4. Now in the lead by 2 points over Jimenez Palos with 2. Avery Kavner still in this field with 1, currently in a tie for 3rd. And Jimenez Palos says, no thanks, I'm done with that. I'm going to try to do what I did on the scratch race. Tomko was pretty close. Going to try to jump up on this wheel and follow the move. Letting this rider go did not work to Tomko's favor last time, so they want to respond quickly. And they do so. That'll be another point for Rue. Make it point number 5. Now these two are going to take the lion's share of the points. This is both good and bad for Avery Kavner. She's currently in 3rd in a tie with Halpern with a single point. But this means the rest of the field is also not going to be getting points. Shouldn't be able to challenge her 3rd place position for quite some time. Unless they can go back up there and get that leader. The leaders, pardon me, that are now in turn 3. There's your field in the middle of the back straight. We're starting to move it along here. Let's go to see who's going to get the point this lap, as it looks like this time it's 108 fighting for the point. This is going to be a match battle between these two. Jimenez Palos in second now with 3 points. Your leader, Rutomko, with 5. Kavner and Halpern still both with 1. Your leader sitting at the blue line. This is Jimenez Palos recognizing that if she just does a solo break thing that she did like on the scratch race, she's just going to be taken at the line every single time. So she's got to put together a little bit of a contest here. That was close. I think it's going to the outside, though. We'll get the confirmation on the finishing order there, but I believe 108 will take that one. And it is Jimenez Palos to the line. A very close sprint between your two leaders. Now with 4. Tomko still with 5. A 1 point difference here between the two leaders in the tempo. They're still about 100 meters up, not quite in front of the rest of the field. 108 will just lead it this time. Tomko's holding onto the wheel. Emma takes point number 5 and now puts herself in a tie with Rutomko off the front. Your field currently being led by number 102. It's Jillian Halm, the Kelly Benefit Strategies cycling team. Pulls up and out of the way. They see the leader sitting above the blue line. This is an opportunity to start getting a bit closer if they keep doing what they're doing here, but they also have a pretty comfy gap at the moment, so they're allowed this kind of back and forth racing they're doing right now. They won't lose position for at least the next several laps doing this. Jimenez controlling the pace on the inside and picking up another one. Emma with point number 6 will now take the lead. Sitting high once again. The field, you can see, has gotten a little bit closer. They're working and chipping away at this lead a little bit. But that's also causing them to spend a lot of energy just to get a little bit closer here to maybe earn a point at most if they catch. Since we're getting into the point where the leaders are going to be seeing one to go and getting the bell. Tomko jumps here. Bell's ringing. It's 1 to go in the tempo. Tomko leads the lap. Now your leader in points by just 1. If Jimenez Palos gets to the line here first, she'll take the win in a tie break, as they'll both end with 6. But finishing in front of Tomko to get that single point, of course, by default would earn her the tiebreak. Ooh, this is going to be close. Tomko's down in the sprinter's lane. Palos backs off. And that'll let Tomko confirm the victory here today in the tempo. Out of the sprint, breaking the tie. An important sprint there for Jillian Halm. The riders with 0 points. She'll lead the way. An important tiebreak there. So it goes back and forth between Tomko and Jimenez Palos for most of that race. They will go into race number 3 in this Omnium tied With their current points, I think they now both have gone a first and a second place each. And our riders all make their way off on the back straight as the tempo is all wrapped up for the junior women. On deck to start in just a second here. Your junior men will be called up for their start as soon as our track is clear. Junior men for your start are now called. 17-18 junior men in the tempo for your start. Same race rules will apply. 19 lap distance, bell at 15. Single point to the leader until the finish. Ride 2 in the Omnium for the junior men, 17, 18-year-old competitors now getting lined up. Riders into the neutral. Your winner from the first race for this group in the Omnium, Gavin Newman, number 5. Currently in the lead of the overall Omnium. Right behind him is David Jackson Clary, number 4, and then Troy Sanders, rounding out your top 3 from the scratch race. That's number 12 from Edge Cycling in the group. Now getting started for their tempo. Racing is underway. Points will start after the bell at 15 to go. Ride number 2 for the quarterfinals is coming up after this race. Ride number 2 for the sprint quarterfinals, starting with junior women and then the junior men. Ride number 2. Riders, please be ready following this current race, the tempo. Kasia Sodomski leading the lap now. Not going to wait for the bell to start putting on a little bit of pressure here. Applying some good speed early on in the race. Seeing 17 to go now. Bell at 15. That's Hampson starting the attack. Gallagher will catch and go on his own break here at 16 to go. The time trial specialist here trying to put in several laps in front of the field. No one near Gallagher as the bell's ringing. Should be able to pick up the first several points. Here at 15 to go, and no challenge coming just yet. The field rolling up a little bit here. Now starting to work behind Cassius Adamski, who seems to be the only one really wanting to push the pace too much to catch up to Gallagher just yet. Gallagher for your first point, and your early race leader, number 13. Adamski closing the gap a bit here. Still going to be Gallagher on this lap. Adamski looking for some help. He'll roll up above the blue line. That's Newman taking over at the front. Also in pursuit. Gallagher for his second point at 13 to go. He's looking down between the legs, trying to estimate how close the chase is here. Thinking about one more lap of effort. Get that third point before recovering. He'll stay in the effort. Get a little bit less arrow. Maybe thinking for a second he might pull up, but he stays on it. Your chase still back about 30 meters or so as they round through the corner. We'll give another to Gallagher. Point number 3, your race leader. 12 to go. And that'll do it for now. He's definitely off the pace as he'll sit up into the hill, let things slow down, and look to catch on to the rest of this field. Number 5 is Gavin Newman leading the way. Your winner of the scratch in that solo attack at about 3 to go. Cassius Adamski will launch one himself. Hot Tube's development cycling team has got a good one here in Adamski, who's going to just try to set one forward here well before the finish line. Not let this be a bunch sprint. At 11 to go, Adamski gets his first point. Number 9 now scrambling forward. Deminadetti from Apex Coaching is now also trying to get some action here, maybe work his way up towards this leader before the point. Current race leader is Merrick Gallagher with 3. In second place now with 1 point, Cassius Adamski. Looking to pick up his second here. He looks over and sees the pursuant rider. He'll be safe for his second point. Number 9 now in position to maybe catch onto that wheel. He's hoping to close it down before this next point. Should make contact here on the back straight as he's now in the slipstream of Adamski. Will he challenge the rider currently in second for points? I think he's going to sit in the slipstream and work with him for a little bit here. So 17 will do the courteous thing and roll up, and they'll share the workload now. Is Adamski going to continue to work as well? He'll sit in, and it looks like he's going to match the pace. They might be trading points here for a little bit. Most of the field here now starting to work together down the back straight. That looks to be number 4 on the front, David Jackson Clary, leading the way for a bit. He pulls up and out of the way. And it's a fight for points on the leaders. Number 9 wants one for his effort to be up here. That's a reasonable ask. He'll take his first point. There's a tie between Adamski and Gallagher, both with 3. Deminadetti gets his first. Currently good for 3. Third place. Gallagher on the front of the field trying to get a bit close to our leaders. Adamski making a big jump in the middle of the turn there. He'll get way out in front of number 9 now to make sure he gets this point. Looking a little bit like our junior women race just a bit ago. 2 riders off the front kind of battling head to head. The field still back quite a ways from your 2 leaders. Your lead 2 have been joined by a rider down the lap. That's number 6. I believe Hampson getting on the wheel there of the leader, number 17, who not only leads the lap but also leads in the points with 4. Gallagher in second place with 3 now. Number 12 from Edge Cycling taking off from the field. Big move from Troy Sanders. Has a good finish from the scratch race but hasn't found a point yet in the tempo. Needs to start moving to get up to this lead group. All the way over to turn 4, we can see the leaders. Another fight at the front. Number 9 will get this one. Deminadetti for his second point. Still in third. Gallagher with 3, still in second. Your leader with 5, Adamski. Group sitting a bit high here. Your leaders. The field is down the sprinter's lane, being led by number 10, Lane Willer. That group of 5 trying to work their way a bit closer They include Gallagher right behind in second position. Who's going to pick up the point this time? It'll be Adamski, number 17, as number 12 has worked his way all the way up here. That's Troy Sanders. Wants his share of the points. Doesn't take it from the leader this time. So Adamski now with 6. He's got a new challenger in Troy Sanders, looking for his first point. Ooh, another fight. It'll be Adamski. Looking very smooth here, picking up yet another point today. 3 to go. Adamski your leader with 7. Gallagher in second with 3. Debenedetti in third with 2. Our field's chasing a bit here. We'll go back to see the leaders fight for points again, as it looks like Adamski's going to try and do it one more time. He picks up yet another 2 to go. Riders down the home straight. Ride high, race is neutralized. Race is neutralized. Ride high, please. Ride high.
I've been fighting everything you'll be, 'cause everything you'll be is changing me, and I can't seem to get you out of my head, out of my head. I got time for you, I got time for you, so be mine.
We'll give updates as available. Racing is neutralized right now as we're checking in with our down riders. Continue to stay on the track. Ride high, please. All right, confirming we're now pushing riders into the warm-up circle. Riders in this race here, we're going to be rolling into the warm-up circle, please. For those of you watching out on the live stream, you may not have seen we have 2 riders down that we're checking in with. Number 6 is up. That's Jack Hampson, who went down, as well as we're waiting now to check in with Lane Willer, number 10, who still is being checked in with. And looks like he's going to be up on his feet here in just a moment. Again, that was Hampson and Willard down in the incident. Both are up and walking away from the track now. We'll continue to check in with them and make sure they're doing okay. Riders from that race were brought into the warm-up circle. We'll resume and finish the race when everything is cleared. Race will be restarted with 6 laps to go, all as one group. Bell will ring again at 2 to go, indicating the final lap of points. And then again, obviously at 1 to go for the conclusion of the race. Again, a brief pause here as we have to restart the race. Confirmed it will start with 6 to go. A bell at 2. There are 2 points still yet to be determined. So those final 2 laps. Leader on the lap will get a point. Just awaiting our call for racing to resume. Riders to the rail. 17-18 junior men, tempo riders to the rail. 2 points still to be fought over here from the group. At 1 to go, and then, of course, as they're coming across the final lap, Radomski, just by the math, pretty much untouchable here on the leaderboard. And the sound of the whistle, racing has resumed. 6 laps to go, bell at 2. Reminding the competitors that we are then competing for the points. Number 17, Cassius Adamski, restarts with the lead, still with 8 points. Big attack here during sort of these neutralized laps. Everybody's got a bit fresh legs here. It looks to be the colors of Star Trek Racing. It's number 11, Shumskas. On the attack here. Not on the leaderboard yet. But this might set up for some big improvements here. In second place is Merritt Gallagher, who has 3 points. So even if someone were to go out here with 0 and grab the final 2, won't take over second place, but could move all the way up into third with this move for Star Trek Racing. 4 to go. Bell at 2. Number 9, Gregory Deminadetti joining number 10, Lane Willer. And number 6, Jack Hampson, is not restarting with the group here as a result of our crash. We've got one right off the front. The catch of 3 now starting to put themselves together. That's Newman leading the way for 2 more riders. I'm seeing number 12 from Edge Cycling. That's Troy Sanders at the back in the black and red. David Jackson Clare, I believe the rider in the middle, number 4, now takes the front of that catching group right as the bell's ringing. Shumskas. That was a big move. And these 3 juniors trying to spoil the fun and get the points themselves. So it'll now be this break of 3 they'll be fighting over the next couple of points. Should give number 17 the win here today. Gallagher should be able to hold on for second based on the way this is all laning up, but interestingly enough, if one of these riders gets 2 points in a row here, they may suddenly move all the way up into third. Newman jumping ahead here, trying to get a point. Newman for 1, and 1 to go. The final bell, final lap. Number 12 taking over the front now is Troy Sanders without a point yet. Here comes David Jackson Clary, also challenging. Newman abandons the effort. He'll save it for another race. And Clary on the outside. Should end up in 4th overall with that single point. Gallagher with 3 in second. And your champion here for this particular race, it's a long series, is Cassius Adamski. Will win the tempo and move forward with all 15 of his points for the next race in the Omnium. Quarterfinal ride 2 for the sprinters upcoming. This is the junior women first, followed by the junior men. We'll once again present our first 2 heats here, the buys. This is Vargas and St. Clair. Heat 1 and Heat 2 respectively. They will be presenting and then here actually officially qualifying and moving on. Heat 3, Mulana Woods and Livia Roth should be ready now, followed by Hannah Ford and Helena Stedman. Shortly after that, we'll see our junior men, starting with JC Pyle checking in. I did miscall that. So we are not calling back the buys into this round. I appreciate that. That simplifies things. That means on track right now is Heat 3. Ulana Woods, number 146, is in lane 1, wearing the white with the black helmet. Olivia Roth, number 149, in lane 2 in the green. Ride in white, ride number 1. So if 146 can take it again here, that'll retire this particular heat. She will advance on to the semifinal round. Olivia Roth, number 149, needs to find a way to upset her competitor here and force ride 3 if she wants a chance to move on into the next round. This is a best of 3 format. Now in their second ride. On deck, Ford and Stedman ready to start. Bells ringing. Olivia leading the lap, moving mid-track. Woods following her around at the moment. Sort of looking a little bit similar to their first ride as Woods came from the second position. Kind of a similar lineup as they hit turn 3. Making the jump a little bit earlier now as Woods will accelerate into turn 3. Looking well in charge here in ride number 2. Looking around to confirm, seeing if she can see her competitor here. Should be able to ride this one in and qualify on to the next round. Woods to ride in the semifinals. Now to the start line, Hannah Ford and Helena Stedman. Followed by Bonilla and Gonzalez. Stedman, number 106 in lane 1. Hannah Ford, number 105, out in lane 2. Winner in the first ride was Hannah Ford, number 105. Currently right behind Stedman. Bonilla for bike check. Number 3, Bonilla for bike check. Stedman still leading the lap. Ford right behind. Stedman double dipping here a little bit as I'm fairly certain I saw that rider start in our Omnium as well. So getting extra laps here during this session. Ford going to be a little bit better rested and also has the advantage of winning in ride number 1. Currently on the inside is the leader in the series right now. Taking it all the way to turn 3 before the jump. There's the acceleration now, just before the uphill in the turn 3. I think Stedman's needs a bit of recovery after the Omnium. This is a big jump, and it's enough to shut this one down pretty quickly. Hannah Ford looking in great position here, and she will take the second ride in a row and advance on into the semi-final round. Junior men sprinters, quarterfinal round, ride 2. This is Heat 2, Luis Bonilla. Joseph Gonzalez coming up to the start line. On deck, William Huang Jordan Kaleo-Krega in Heat 3. Heat 4, Ian Choi, Hugo Eisman. After the fourth heat, 13-14 junior men scratch race qualifier 1 and then qualifier 2. 13-14 junior men scratch race qualifiers upcoming. Number 3, Louis Bonilla, is starting in position 1, now down towards the sprinter's lane. In the green for Star Trek number 14 is Josef Gonzalez. Winner of matchup number 1, your second overall seed was Bonilla. The rider still on the inside, closer to the short lane. The rider from Star Trek trying to find a way to beat this fast competitor and force a round 3 ride. This is a tough one, though, as look, a pretty tough matchup for our rider from Star Trek the first time out. Sitting at the front right now, looking over his right shoulder, trying to see if he can see where Bonilla's hiding. 1 to go. A jump from Bonilla underneath. Good acceleration, not getting up to top speed, just enough to take over at the front. Just uses the hill to get a little bit of position gained. Gonzalez from above the red line will try to challenge the rider in the sprinter's lane. Up and out of the saddle, now bringing the bike up to power. Bonilla trying to keep it smooth from that lead position. And will control the race to the finish line. Louis Bonilla will qualify and advance to the semifinals. William Wong versus Jordan Kaleo-Krega in Heat 3. Come up to the start line now. On deck, Ian Choi, Hugo Eisman. Bike check for our 13 to 14-year-old junior men should either be ongoing or completed here very soon. All riders in the 13-14 junior men scratch races coming up very soon. Qualifier 1, followed by qualifier 2. 2 groups for our junior 13, 14-year-old men. Number 83 on the inside. Jordan Kaleo-Krega, number 83 in the purple and green. Exit on the back straight, please, after your race is finished, juniors. Exit on the same lap that your race is completed on the back straight into the warm-up circle. Thank you. Greg is taking on William Huang, number 68. Won the first matchup. Racing for the Jerry Baker Juniors race team in second position right now, right behind the Mad Track Arena rider out of Detroit. Craig on the front for the lap. Eyes pasted for Huang, who's in the shadow. A little bit of dancing here. Both riders riding in this intermediate position in the middle of the hill. Huang just a little bit off now, of about a bike behind. Both riders have an opportunity to take the lower part of the track. It'll be Huang with the first big jump. Oh, opening things up nicely. Over a bike and a half now. 2 bikes, maybe 3 bikes of gap here. Might be a bit too much for Krega, who'll already start to pull off the pedals a little bit, feeling like that was just a bit too much jump from Huang. Got on top of his bike pretty quickly. Did William. He'll take 2 in a row. Number 68. And should qualify and advance to the semifinal round. Your final heat before we get to the junior 13, 14-year-old men in their scratch race qualifiers. This is Ian Choi and Hugo Eisman. Hugo Eisman in lane 1, number 67, Ian Choi, 79 in lane 2. '79 comes into the ride with the advantage. If he wins here, he will qualify and move on. 67, his teammate, trying to find a way to stop him from doing that here. They had a good match last time, pretty close finish. It was Eisman on the front as they came around the final turn with Choi, trying to time the pass. Really well done as he managed to take that first ride. All the conclusions for today's Omniums and Sprints will be happening during tonight's evening session. So that starts up at 6 p.m. There's going to be a bit of a break between this session and that session, but evening racing tonight. We'll have food trucks, the beverage garden, and great racing for you here this evening. A lot like a Friday night for our regular fans, but on a Thursday. So you get to watch the final rides for these sprinters later tonight. Bell's ringing. Eisman still in front of the lap. Choi following the wheel. They're in a similar lineup as we saw before, but a bit more speed and much lower on the track here as Eisman's controlling the sprinters lane a little bit up and down in there, looking to see if Choi might make a move. Both riders down the back straight now. Choi's right on the wheel. No real room to run up at him, so he'll start the pass now in the turn. They're side by side. Eisman's got the shorter lane, but Choi in control onto the home straight, and that'll close this thing down. Nicely done for Choi, 2 in a row, and another qualifier for tonight's, or later on, our semifinals. I speak early. I believe the semifinal during tonight's session. Indeed it is. So we'll get to see more from those sprinters during the evening session starting at 6 tonight. We will not be looking for a ride 3 here today from the looks of it. Another reminder to exit on the back straight on the lap you finish. For our juniors visiting our Velodrome, it's 200 meters from the finish to the back straight. You can make your way off on the apron into the warm-up circle. Thank you. Scratch race qualifier 1, junior 13-14 men. Now for their start. Invited up. Starters for the junior 13-14 men scratch race qualifier 1. Now up for your start. For those following along at home and like to know more, why do we have 2 groups here? Based on the age group, we are limiting their overall size in the final scratch race to 16 riders. These 2 heats will send forth 8 riders to the final scratch. So qualifying rounds for our 13-14 junior men. Top 8 from the 2 qualifiers ride again in a race of 16, which will be the race for those top podium spots. This is qualifier number 1. You can follow along with our start list and all the results. Tracktiming.live. Up throughout the whole weekend and live right now. You can see our start list for who's in this group right along with me. On deck, our second qualifying group for the scratch race will be coming up after this. Qualifier 1 about to get their start. Right as away into the neutral. Now get our riders together on this first lap. We can get them a start out of turn 4 if they're all together. Looks like they're gathering up by the end of the first turn here. Top 8 will ride again later for the 13-14 junior men scratch final. We get to see the semifinal rounds as well as the next 2 races for the Omniums later on tonight. Tonight's session starting at 6 p.m. After the qualifiers here in the Junior 13, 14-year-old scratch race. These qualifiers upcoming. After that, we've got some pursuits we're going to be doing today for our 15 and 16-year-olds. That'll be the last event for today's first session. Racing is underway. They got the whistle. An 8-lap scratch now started. Got to do enough to be in the front half of this field almost. The front 8 will qualify, so a little bit more than half of the group from the looks of it will make their way on to the next race. The green of Star Trek Racing at the blue line, currently leading us around. Everybody, nice information behind them. 7 to go. That's Viv Carlo, number 45, from Brooklyn, New York at the front. There goes his teammate. I think that's Desmond Mahaney, number 44, if I'm not mistaken. Starting to push away from the group here now. Important laps here for the juniors. They don't get to have a field together like this with these same competitors until they get here to Redmond, so this is our opportunity to kind of get used to who's here, check out the speed, get used to riding in a big group of 13, 14-year-olds. Some will be familiar faces from contests they've seen maybe perhaps even a year ago here. So time to kind of get their sea legs all figured out, get comfy with the competition today. 61 now catching on to the leader. That's Lei Chu for Alkek Racing out of Cypress, Texas. Brings the field up to our leader. And now all together again. They will be seeing 5 to go, so relatively short scratch races here, just 8 quick laps. The Texas rider still at the front, number 61, as the field now fanning out behind him, doing everybody's favorite riding at the blue line. A lot of eyes looking left and right. 5 to go. I think there's a lot of curiosity about who's here to race. They also know this isn't we don't have to finish this race in first or even second or third for this to be a success. You just got to be in a good enough position. And with this current tempo, with this current pacing, it's just going to be sorted out on that final line or final lap. We'll see how this plays out for the next couple laps. I believe that was Rocco Alexander for Jerry Baker Jr.'s number 51, led the previous pole there. Got things up to speed a bit. As he pulls up, the rest of the field slowing back down again. Down to 4. Over Texas area riders. This is Eddie Javico out of Houston, Texas, on the front. He pulls up out of the way, giving another rider a chance. Some quick rotations here. Getting into the final few laps, so a little bit more speed from the field in the last 400 meters or so. Might see a lot of this formation all bunched up like this as they know this got to be in the front half. Nobody wants to be too far from the front, but also nobody wants to work too hard. They don't exactly know what kind of effort they're going to need to win this race, or to be at the front of it, I should say. So keep yourself in a position where you can jump on whatever speed there is, but don't be the one to start it too soon. Play the cards a little close to the chest here. 3 to go. Top 8 advancing to the final. Rowan Newell, I believe, is the rider from Team Epic, number 59, pushing at the front for a moment there. Comes out of the sprinter's lane. And now the race flattens out once again on the home straight. 2 to go. It's all about positioning here. You don't want to be left out. Top 8 qualify, so again, just a little bit more than half of the riders in this group will race again for the scratch final. Qualifier number 2 should be on deck, all ready to start here shortly. Rolling around the corner. About to get their bell. The final lap for the scratch qualifier is now underway. Led out by the Alkek boys here at the front, number 57 and 61. Locals, number 50, Smagley, right in the wheel there in second position. Viv Carlo also in position 3. He'll come out of the sprinter's lane. He's trying to win this qualifier. Rocco Alexander also working his way nicely up towards the front. Another of our Jerry Baker Jr. riders trying to win the qualifier. Why not go fast here? Front 8 advance. Ooh, I think between 61 and 63 will be where the breaking point is there. I think it might have just barely been number 61 in front. Yeah, we're getting our hands together as well for one of our young competitors there, Desmond Mohini, doing a great job here today, as all of our junior competitors are doing so far. A nice looking group there for our qualifying number 1. Riders are exiting on the back straight into the warm-up circle. Riding the exit on the back straight into our warm-up circle. We'll figure it out by the end of the weekend. I know it's weird. We're a big track. Habits are hard to break, especially when you're out of breath. I think we are clear to go. Let's bring up qualifier number 2 for their start. 13-14 junior men. Scratch qualifier 2 to the start. Yeah, question in the live chat about the numbers. Determination that we will have 16 as a track max for this age group in the scratch. I wouldn't be the right one to give the exact reasoning and rules that would be behind it, but I know that determination comes one step away from me, which is that we capped it out at 16 for the 13 to 14 age group. So that's why we have to work through these qualifiers. Appreciate the question in the live chat. This is qualifier number 2 for our junior 13 and 14-year-old men. Now getting ready for their start. Once again, we'll take the top 8 to the next round. That whistles for the neutral. Riders off in the neutral. Looks to be 12 in the group. Once again, top 8 will ride on to a final of 16. Whistle sounded. Racing is underway. 8 to go. Ari Ebens for Star Trek Racing, number 43, leads the way right now. With everybody well above the blue line for this first lap to start. Pursuits coming up here very soon. Our 15 to 16-year-old juniors are competing in some pursuits today. Junior women first, followed by the junior men. We'll be looking for those starters here very soon if you have not already completed your bike checks. Again, riders for the junior women pursuits coming up after this race. Seven to go. Pretty similar format for about 400 meters. Looks like the formation is well set. Ride well above the blue line behind the green riders right now. Group getting up to speed here a bit. As now we're starting to see some attacks start to form at the front. Another of our riders in green starting to pull away from the field a bit here, stretching things out. 5 to go. Lyndon Zavala for SJBC Racing out of San Jose at the front for a moment. Ari Ebens takes back over, number 43, another one of our riders out of New York. For Star Trek, one of the main instigators there, bringing this group up to some acceleration over the past lap. Slowing a little bit into turn 3. And now another opportunity at the front for another one of our riders looking to reestablish the front. At 4 to go, that's Oliver Latinsky, number 64, moving up to the front, but not taking the sprinter's lane, staying high and allowing other riders to move underneath. And the field will recombine themselves over there in turn 2, halfway through the race. Still in a qualifier for the finals. As a reminder, top 8 will advance here today, so the final to occur later on. Gathered up here once again, much like the start of this race now. Everybody waiting for the finish is what it feels like here now. Still time for something to occur here over the next lap or two. At 3 to go. Could see some more accelerations. Showing a lot of positioning here dominantly at the front as Ari has been kind of posted up at the front of this field almost the entire race. The rider in green with that red bike. Field seems to be okay with it for the most part. They're happy to follow that lead around as long as he's going to set tempo. Two to go. Latinsky down the back straight will start things going early. The rest of the field having to respond, including Ebens at the front. Latinsky not waiting for that bell, taking over the front now. Things stretched out single file. 1 to go in the qualifier. Top 8 advance. Latinsky leading. He's got a group of 5 all grouped up with him. Dylan Panucci for Noblefit, number 58, is trying to move up along the right side. There goes your rider in green, Ebens, who's been at the front of this field for majority of the race, trying to win the qualifier. There's a break of 5, so it's going to be the 3 out of the field, the first 3 across the line out of that field that'll also be qualifying. And it looks like, again, those first 3 out of the field, I think the last one across the line is 56. I believe that'll be your last to qualify out of the group. Exit onto the warm-up circle, please. Exit into the warm-up circle, please. And with that, it looks like we should be set to start with our pursuits. Junior Women Pursuit Final. A podium event here today for these junior women. 5 heats, 1 rider in the first heat. Our other 4 heats after that will all be 2 riders on the track at once. Lily Nguyen will start things off here in Heat 1. On deck is Stella Cafiso and Luna Mendoza in Heat 2. Heat 3 is Ain Chen and Sarah Lynch. Heat 4, Olivia Roth and Charlotte Westover. Heat 5, Tegan Morgan and Renna Fuller. We need just a moment to get our start gate set up here on the home straight. It looks like we're doing the same on the back straight, getting ready for these pursuits and our official starts. Riders stand by. Coming up next, 15-16 Junior Women Pursuit Final. Once again, we're just in a brief pause here. We are setting ourselves for the pursuits. Junior women will start us off. 5 heats in total. 7.5 lap, 3 kilometer is the distance for these riders today. And this will be a podium event. So your top places will be grabbing some hardware later today. Champion in the Stars and Stripes. It should be a lot of fun to watch. Here's our times will be going up here. If you want to follow along with live results in your own browser, don't forget tracktiming.live. We'll be showing timings as best we can on the live stream as well. Broadcast is right now on YouTube. JB Velodrome, the name of the channel, if you're not already watching or haven't subscribed and supported us. If you're out there and the over 100 people watching, hopefully you appreciate the coverage here for USA Cycling's Junior Track National Championships. We'll be broadcasting all weekend long and try to bring you this great commentary and production for your viewing and pleasure at home. If you want to leave us a little bit of help and support, throw that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. It really means a lot. We are nearing 4,000 subscribers today, and we might just hit it within a day or two with your help. We are the last of the velodromes up here in the Pacific Northwest corner in the United States. And we work really hard to be a growing community here as we continue to spread the good word of track cycling and how great this kind of a community can be to have. Redmond's lucky to have us, and we're so glad to be bringing this all across the country and even the world to all of our viewers. So thank you again for being here. If you are able to throw your support, hit that thumbs up and that subscribe means a lot for us here today. We are just making sure the timing setup is all good on our start gates. We want to make sure we're ready before we put our first competitor out there. Once we got the green light, we will be starting with our pursuits. Heat 1 almost ready to start. We have a single rider starting in the home, ending on the back straight. Willie Nguyen, number 139 for Star Trek Racing. We're just making sure our back straight is clear and ready. And it looks like Nguyen now getting into the start block. Ready to go. Rider away. A total of 7.5 laps on our velodrome for the distance of 3 kilometers. Riders starting on the home straight will finish on the back straight. So Lily will get her official time the opposite side from the home crowd. On heat, Cafiso and Mendoza in heat 2, followed by Chen and Lynch in heat 3. .433 the lap time there for Nguyen, so trying to settle into a good pacing here in the early part of the race. We'll be seeing 5 to go on the back straight as she crossed that line. .34.218 now the lap time after another time around the track. We'll be seeing 4 to go on the back straight. Your first heat for these junior women in the pursuit. .35.337 the lap time. Just past the 3 to go mark. Cafiso and Mendoza look in position, ready for their start after this. Again, heat 3 we'll be looking for is Ain Chen and Sarah Lynch. A 35.1 on the previous lap, so starting to settle into a little bit more consistent pace here. Podium event here for the junior women. Getting 1.5 at this stage. She'll get the bell and 1 to go on the back straight. Very consistent over the last couple of laps. Just above 35 seconds per lap for about 2-3 laps now. And there's the back straight bell for Nguyen. An improvement on the lap time there. I'm starting to accelerate here at the end. Love to see that in the pursuit. Always trying to time your finish to make sure you still have enough to push through on that final lap. And there's your finish. The official time will come in for Nguyen at 4:17.694. The posted time for Nguyen is 4:17.694. Well done to our first rider today. Stella Cafiso is going to be starting on the home straight, racing for Valkyr Cycling out of Portland, Oregon. Bib number 145. On the back straight, number 147 is Luna Mendoza, racing for Jerry Baker Juniors. right here out of Bellevue, Washington. Heat 2 about ready to start.
There are stains on your photo, little cracks on your rusty frame, stuck in the mud, oh, but it's okay. I don't have the pieces of your home, buried in the flashbacks. All these wicked nightmares have gone cold. Now we go way back, as far as way back goes. Still standing by your side. You know I'll be right here when
Clear start for both riders, and we're on our way. Your rider on the home straight, number 145, Cafiso, will finish on the back straight. Mendoza starts on the away side, will end over here on the home straight. Both riders will be seeing 7 to go as they cross and will eventually be their finish side now.
you grew old in suburbia, where pretty demons never show, shifting shapes in millenniums, but you're okay.
Both riders settling into their pace now. Cafiso with a slightly better start. Both riders behind the pace of the first rider out today. The time to beat of Nguyen is 4:17.694. Nguyen averaging a speed of 41.91 kilometers an hour. A little quicker than both riders in this heat so far, with Cafiso just a little bit behind that pace out the gate, but starting to settle in nicely and improving on that average speed now. Mendoza's on the home straight. Cafiso starting to come onto the home straight as well. Wind's certainly a factor today. The weather is beautiful. The temperature is just perfect out here, but we've gotten some gusts and some breezes out here, so it's definitely going to be impacting our athletes as they round around the track here today.
Now we go way back, as far as way back goes. Still standing by your side. You know I'll be right here when all the monsters come. Oh, I've got you.
Might be a pass here on the home straight. Mendoza and Cafiso here. This is Cafiso Now completing the pass along the home straight. Still off pace to take the lead spot as Cafiso, about 9 seconds back from the previous time check. Selling in her own very good consistent tempo though, looking very good out here today. Mendoza also putting out a great effort. She's currently in the middle of turn 3, about to be in the middle over there of the 2 turns. On the home straight is Cafiso. Uriah from Valkyrie seeing 2.5 to go. Mendoza now seeing 3 to go.
Thanks for
1.5 left for Cafiso. Mendoza seeing 2 to go. It does look like your top time will hold here so far after 2 heats. Nguyen will likely still be the top speed of the day so far. Cafiso putting in a nice effort here today. Great athleticism, good consistency over the last couple of laps. Into the final half lap, got the bell a bit ago. Mendoza will be getting the bell here shortly and seeing 1 to go as well. And the finish on the far side for Cafiso now. Cafiso's time coming in at 4:33.734. 4:33.734. Top spot right now, still held by a Nguyen with a 4:17.694. Mendoza into the final half lap. A 5:11.944 for Mendoza. 5:11.944. The time to beat this afternoon is still 4:17.694. Heat 3. Chen and Lynch now coming on track. Annie Chen for Academy Cycling out of Del Mar, California. Bib number 140 is getting set up on the home straight and will finish on the away side. Sarah Lynch for the Jerry Baker Juniors out of Sammamish, Washington. Bib number 138 is our rider on the away side for their start. They'll finish over here on the home side with us. Heat 3 getting into the start gates now. On deck, Heat 4, Livia Roth and Charlotte Westover. Your final heat for the junior women, 15, 16-year-olds in this pursuit final, is Heat 5, Tegan Morgan and Renna Fuller. Clear start for both of our riders. They're off and away. Both off to a pretty good start here. And both within relatively good time in comparison to our lead rider. Just a little bit off the pace of Heat 1 so far. Chen, lap time of 32 seconds there, but importantly, just a little bit less than a second off of the leader's pace so far. Lynch also settling into a nice lap time here. About 34.5 seconds right now. Lynch, the local, getting cheered on here as she sees 4 to go. This should be 3.5 for Chen now, as she'll finish on the back straight. Still very much within striking distance of taking the top here is Chen. Less than a second off the pace of the leader. The rider from Heat 1, Lily Nguyen, still holding her quick time today of 4:17.694. Currently averaging a speed a little faster than the eventual average for Nguyen, but at this pace in the race, again, just about a second off the timing. Lynch seemed to find a groove right around a 37 or so second lap time right now. Chen floating around a 35.5 or so second lap. A little bit slower this last time. This is the hard part of the race, is really sustaining that tempo here for the next couple times around the Velodrome. Lynch getting the 1 to go bell here on the home straight. Half lap remaining for Chen. Anya on pace right now to take second overall. Should be able to sustain this tempo well enough to take that spot in the competition so far. Anya's final time of 4:20.418 is good for second overall by just a few seconds. And Lynch getting her finish. Good enough for third overall is Lynch with a time of 4:31.447. Chen moves into second, 4:20.418, 4:20.418. Your leader still Nguyen with a 4:17.694. On the home straight, in bib number 149 for Star Trek Racing out of Oceanside, New York, Livia Roth, who will finish on the wayside of the track. Starting opposite from us, bib number 137 for the Jerry Baker Juniors, all the way from Mercer Island, Washington, is Charlotte Westover. A good start for both of our riders in the heat. We're off and away for 7.5 laps. Heat 4 on track. This is your local rider, Westover, on the first half lap. Getting a little bit faster start than the other rider in the heat, Livia Roth, on the backside, but both a little off the leader's pace so far. They're going to try to settle in here over the next couple laps. We'll find their lap timings, and we'll start talking about how this lines up for today's overall standings. Still the time to beat. Heat number 1 with a 4:17.694. The current rate of things, Westover on pace to be maybe in third, fourth place overall if she can settle into this speed. Currently, our third place time held by Lynch, 4:31.447. Westover looking fairly close to that pace at this stage of the race. Olivia Roth a little bit off the pace of both of those times. Currently in a lap time of about 40 seconds, just under that right now for her over the last couple laps. Westover at about 35 and a little bit more over the last couple laps, and starting to see the back end of Roth, encouraging her to go up there and try to do the pass in about the next maybe 100 meters or so. And we'll have a pass there in turn 2 as Westover continues on her way. Junior men for the pursuit. If you have not already come over ready for your bike checks, we need to start getting ready for you as well. Junior men, 15, 16-year-olds in this pursuit final. Your first rider is Zachary Rudy in Heat 1, followed by Everett Jankowski and Arjuna Burgos in Heat 2. Westover still in a very consistent pace, about 7 seconds off the speed of the leader, but still could be competing for that third, fourth overall spot right now.
I have a question for Bonnie.
Still right at that 35-second lap time.
Go ahead.
Westover started on the back, so she'll finish on the front. She just saw 2 to go as she came across on the front straight. She should be seeing 1 to go next time around here in Abel. And there's your bell for Westover, getting one to go. Roth will get the bell here soon. Here's Westover coming in for her finish. Looking pretty good here. Might be able to move into third overall again. It's kind of the expectation here based on the pace. And a nice time for Westover for 21.813. As guessed here, about third place overall, about a second off second place. So starting to crowd themselves up here on the top of the podium. Anya Chen still holding on to second. Westover with a 421.813, third overall so far. And Olivia Roth gets a nice finish, time of 4:43.63. Oh, hold on a second. I think we might have been a half lap up here for Roth, but we'll sort that out here in a second. Needed the last 200 meters on our timing there before it posted. There it is. And the time will be 5:16.699 for Roth. 5:16.699. Still the time to beat was Heat 1. Been watching the rest of the riders chase their time as Lily Nguyen is defending the top spot of the podium through all of these heats. Two more riders to try to chase it down. Your final two riders in Heat 5. Tegan Morgan, bib number 142 from Sugar Land, Texas, is lined up on the home straight. Will finish on the away side. For the Jerry Baker Juniors out of Bellevue, Washington, number 143 is Renna Fuller, starting on the away side. She'll finish on the home side of the track. Heat 5, your final heat for the junior women. On deck, Zachary Rudy, Heat 1 of the junior men pursuits, followed by Heat 2, Jankowski and Burgos. And again, a nice start here for the two in the group. This is our final heat for the 15 and 16-year-olds. Our junior women in this 3-kilometer pursuit. The Texan here, Tegan Morgan, will be finishing on the back side of the track away from us, just now getting under power and settling into the first lap. Renna Fuller, the local, will finish in front of the home crowd here on the home straight. Our fastest first couple laps, Lily Nguyen set a very quick pace in her opening laps. No one has yet been faster in their start than your current leader. But with these pursuits, it's not always about how you start. It's very much about how you finish. Still both reasonably timed here, with Morgan getting a little bit better start than Fuller. 33.5-second lap time for Tegan Morgan there at the time taken on the back half of the track. Brenna Fuller with about a 35.5-second lap time, just a bit slower than that. Both riders with pretty reasonable time so far. Could be fighting over second, third place here if Morgan can continue to maybe improve on the back half of this compared to her competitors. The early check's a little bit off the pace, about 3 seconds back, but it is, if we look at the leaderboard, Lily Nguyen, the time 4:17. Third place is just 4 seconds behind with Charlotte Westover in third. So Morgan still could be fighting over for that spot at the current pace. Still about third fastest time to this point from Morgan. Finding what might be a fifth in the overall placings right now as Brenna Fuller is trying to improve on her current pace, settling in at about a 36.5-second time per lap. Morgan losing a little bit of speed on that previous lap, but still in a very good competitive speed here. Will be still fighting for a spot on the podium at current pace. I believe both Lily Nguyen and Anya Chen can sit pretty comfortable with their current places. Likely first and second overall here today for our 15-16 junior women. A nice improvement on that previous lap for Tegan Morgan. Still trying to work her way into a third place finish. Currently about 5.5 seconds behind the leader's time at this stage, which puts her just outside of third. Bells have rung for our competitors here. The final lap. An important one here for Tegan to see if she can climb her way into this third overall finish spot, or if Westover can hold on to it here with her time of 4:21.813. That's the time that Morgan will be looking to beat, slowing even a little bit off of the pace here in comparison to Westover. I think Westover is going to be safe by just a small margin here. Morgan getting her finish, and here comes Brenna Fuller, your local rider for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Getting her finish now as well. Indeed, Morgan fourth overall with a time of 4:24.956. Westover's time of 4:21.813 will be third. Anya Chen in second with a 4:20.418. And Lily Nguyen on top today with a 4:17.694. Congratulations to our 15-16 junior women in the pursuits. Junior men are now coming up for their rides as well. We have 5 heats, also 9 riders. Zachary Ruddy, number 77, is in Heat 1. On deck, Heat 2 is Everett Jankowski and Arjuna Burgos. Heat 3, Edison Clark Hoxie and Michael Perez. Heat 4, Keegan Fairbanks and Matthew Crabb. Heat 5, Noah Hoffman and Ryder Carlson. And another good start here. Our first rider for the 15 to 16-year-old junior men in their pursuit final. Another 3-kilometer pursuit, 7.5 laps. Home straight will finish on the away side. That's where Zachary Rudy will end and get his time. Your first rider out for the San Jose Bicycle Club, SJBC. A pretty good looking start here to his 7.5 laps. The pursuit's ongoing. Heat 2 on deck, Jankowski and Burgos. .7, the lap time there for Rudy on that previous time around the track. Hovering about 42.5 kilometers an hour at current speed. Should be seeing 4 to go on the back straight. So nearing about halfway through this. And even picking up a hair of speed there over the last lap. Looking for bib 69, Michael Perez. Perez in heat 3, looking for Michael Perez, number 69. To the back straight, please. Perez to the back straight. A very nice textbook here, pursuit from Rudy, starting off at a nice speed and then accelerating a little bit here through each lap, the last couple of laps. So starting to climb towards the finish is what it feels like. It's always good to see that accelerating pace. It means that it's really well timed out, a good tempo here in this first heat. Should be hearing the bell next time across the line on the back straight. Averaging 43.5 kilometers. Again, a little bit quicker than he was a few laps back. So really good form here for your first rider out today. Final half lap. And your first heat comes in with an official time of 4:07.248. Zachary Rudy, 4:07.248. Heat 2. Now getting into the start gates here. Heat 2 coming on up. A unique reminder, but you do need to bring your bike with you, riders. Not just yourself, unless you plan to race this as a running event. I think it'll be at a distinct disadvantage. On the home straight, number 73 for the Mad Track Arena out of Redford, Michigan, is Everett Jankowski. Team California Academy out of Los Angeles, California, has number 78, Arjuna Burgos on the away side. '78 receiving a warning for delay of program. Another clean start here for, this is Heat 2, 15-16 junior men. Nice to see some check-ins online from our fans at home cheering on the juniors today. I missed Alkek Velodrome checking in today, our friends down in Texas saying go Tegan. Good to hear from our friends at Alkek Velodrome. David Kelly was cheering on Zach in that previous race. A nice looking Heat 1 for the junior men here today. EJ Swanson all the way from Michigan, I assume cheering on the rider in purple and green here today, Jankowski. Arjuna Burgos jumps out to a really quick start. Couple second lead already after just a lap. So a nice start for him. Jankowski just a few seconds behind the start of the first rider today. That's Burgos over in turn 2, going down the back straight now in the red and black with the white helmet, that arrow looking helmet today. Currently setting the fast pace of the day. Jankowski, number 73, is on the home straight in the black, purple, and green. Burgos flying here early. Quick lap times, sub 30. Sitting at about 28.5 seconds, or a little bit slower than that here at the last check. So again, off to a really quick start for the rider for Team California Academy. And we'll get a pass in turn 1. Bryant checking in, cheering on Arjuna. Good to hear from you. Yeah, it's a fast heat here for him. He's putting on a good show. Looking very quick here for this podium event for the junior men. Our top 3, of course, Stars and Stripes for our fastest time of the day for the age group. This might be one to watch here in this group. He's well ahead of the pace of the current leader and really looking very smooth. Improving on his lap time, actually, nearly touching 28 seconds there, a 28.115, and now even faster, 27.953. If he can sustain this, this will be a quick time today. Continuing to really fly here. Arjuna will get the bell. Staying at a really consistent 28-second lap time. Losing a little bit on that last lap. Not much. Should improve the time by nearly half a minute by the time he comes across the finish line. Jankowski looking smooth here, also settling into a good speed for himself. This is the finish for Burgos, the rider in red. Crosses the finish line as your new leader, smashing through the previous time, 3:38.357. Looking very good for Burgos. And the bell's ringing for Jankowski. Has a final lap here, and we'll finish on the back straight. Burgos, with that time of 3:38.357, will be your current leader. And Everett Jankowski, final time is 4:29.06. 4:29.06 for Everett Jankowski. The time to beat, 3:38.357, averaging almost 50 kilometers an hour. Nice effort for number 78 today. Impressive ride. Here comes Heat 3. On deck, our fourth heat is Keegan Fairbanks and Matthew Crabb, followed by Noah Hoffman and Ryder Carlson in Heat 5. Our riders in this heat, on the home straight, is Edison Clark Hoxie, number 74 for Team Epic. Number 69 for iAcademy Cycling, Michael Perez will be starting on the away side of the track. Heat 3. In the start gates, ready for their start. Riders get a good start once again. Everything going smoothly here today for our championship race for the junior men, 15 and 16-year-olds here in the 3-kilometer pursuit. Clark Hoxie with the fastest start of the day so far. Currently your lead time after just a half lap, so it gets a quick first time around the track here. See if you can stay on pace. Still calling your fast time after just one lap down, so off to a quick start is the rider for East Portland Youth Cycling, number 74. Also on the track here in the almost all-white kit that's for iAcademy Cycling, that's Michael Perez. Both riders riding a very similar pace now, as Perez actually improves his time compared to the first lap. They're both less than a half second behind the leader at this stage in the race. Again, this is so early. It's going to be the second half of the race where this thing really starts to become much more challenging to stay at the tempo they're at right now. Number 74 and the black and the pink for Team Epic. Starting to settle down into a more reasonable tempo here after a very quick start. Finding his speed at about a 31.5 second lap time. Michael Perez settling at about a 30-second lap time. Both riders off the pace of the lead speed, but could both slot in between your current leader and the current second place time, depending on how the next several laps play out. Clark Hoxie has a chance to bump into the third spot, potentially. It's very likely that Michael Perez, if he keeps on the tempo he's at right now, will take overall second place in the current standings. Just based on the first couple of laps and my power of future sight. We'll see how the next couple laps play out, though, as it looks like Perez has really settled into a pretty good, consistent tempo now. Still about a 32-second lap time for Clark Hoxie and about a 30.5 for Perez. Looking for rider 76, Ryder Carlson to the back straight. 76, Ryder Carlson to the back straight. Perez getting the bell, and there's also the bell for Clark Hoxie. Again, this could be likely. It looks like Clark Hoxie might be fighting over what will be a third or fourth place in the standings, with Perez slotting into what should be second overall. The rider in white will be finishing here on the home straight shortly. The black and the pink for Team Epic in its final half lap. And here comes the finish for Perez. And second overall time as of right now, 3:50.876. A 3:50.876. And indeed, Clark Hoxie does get into that third place spot with a 3:57.948. 3:57.948 for Clark Hoxie. Good for third as of right now. Your leader, Arjuna Burgos, with 3:38.357. The time still holds. More cheers for our current riders. Watching from Dublin, Ireland to cheer on the Midwest Debo team. All right. Great to hear from you, Madison. Maybe our furthest distance watcher. I don't know. We need to have an award for that. In Heat 4, on the home straight for the Jerry Baker Jr. race team, all the way from Covington, Washington, is Keegan Fairbanks. Also in Heat 4, number 80, starting the away side for the Hot Tubes Development Cycling Team from Buford, Georgia, is Matthew Crabb. The time to beat, 3:38.357 from Heat 1. Podium on the line here today for our 15-16 junior men in this event. This is a final, so our final order, podiums and the stars and stripes all on the line here today. Right now defending the fast time, Arjuna Burgos, holding on to hope that this 3:38.357 will be enough to potentially be on the top spot, if not at least in the top three. Four more riders chasing after him right now. A really fast first lap for Crabb, who's off to already a 2-second improvement over the leader on the opening laps. Fairbanks just about a second and a half off the leader's time. So both riders competitive against Burgos' time. Crabb continue to improve. About a 3-second advantage now compared to the fast time from heat number 1. Fairbanks improving his speed here a little bit, so starting to settle into a better lap time than he started with and wanting to accelerate here to the end of the race. This Crabb got a really fast start, and he's just trying to maintain this now. Still your fastest time to this point. And about 5 seconds faster than his competition in the heat, Fairbanks. Both riders now settling on a lap time just faster than 30-second lap times. challenge here is for Crab to hold on to his very fast start, as he's still in front of the leader at this time in the race, but the Burgos ends with nearly 50 kilometers per hour speed. Krabs is going to have to continue to work on his speed and accelerate to the end, as Fairbanks has accelerated nicely on the last lap and a half and is starting to settle into a faster lap time now. He's climbing back into this thing. We are looking at the top 3 speeds here today between Burgos and the 2 on the track right now. Very likely going to be top 3 after this heat is said and done. The order is still to be determined. Crab losing time again to the leader. Again, that fast start, it's so hard to tempo and maintain. A slower lap for Fairbanks as well. Both riders experienced a little bit of fatigue here in the middle of the race. And this is where it felt like Burgos got going faster. Was right about here with about 2 to 3 to go. Both riders seeing 2 laps remaining and both about 2 seconds off of the lead pace. They are just thousandths of a second separating each other, though. They're almost the same place on the track now. Top 3 spots likely at this stage in the race will come out of this heat. Will it be Fairbanks or Crab on the top, or will it still be Burgos? It's looking more and more likely that Arjuna will be able to hold on to the fast time. These riders losing just a little bit in the end of the race. 1 to go for both. The bells ringing at almost the same time. It's nearly a dead heat with Fairbanks slightly ahead. Now even more ahead. Fairbanks continuing to try to improve on his gains at the end of the race. Should end up in 2nd overall at this stage. Gaining time against Crab, it will be, I believe, Fairbanks sitting in at 2nd overall after this finish, with Crab moving into 3rd into the overall standings. The very fast start of Crab, very impressive acceleration from the beginning of this race, but he falls a little bit off of that pace as it goes on. He ends up with a time of 3:44.173, currently good for 3rd. Fairbanks with a 3:42.378, currently good for 2nd. Fairbanks is absolutely in the pain zone. He doesn't even know he's done racing. He's a glutton for punishment. He's like, it's a 10-lap race, right? Nope. All done. Extra lap there of effort. We'll get them out of here, as that was a very competitive and good heat to watch. We've got one more. Heat 5. Noah Hoffman and Ryder Carlson are coming up next here in this final heat to see if anybody can top Arjuna's time. On the home straight, number 71, out of Newport Coast, California, is Noah Hoffman. Racing in the same heat on the back straight, number 76 for Team Epic. Riding out of Seattle, Washington, is Ryder Carlson. Heat 5 in your final heat today. Following this, we'll keep the stream up for our medal ceremonies. We'll just need a moment to gather ourselves and prepare for those presentations. Medals for all of our finalists here today, mostly our pursuitists here, will happen after this race is all wrapped up. Our riders are away. Your final heat. Get a chance to look at their opening speeds, both a little bit slower than your leader to start. But as you saw on that last heat, especially the way Keegan Fairbanks raced it, is that the slow start is not necessarily a bad indicator. You can accelerate all the way through the event. And in fact, many times that's going to be highly preferable. Ryder Carlson is the rider in black and pink, currently on the home straight, number 76. Hoffman opposite us in the black and red, currently in turn 3. Both at about 5 or 6 seconds off the pace of your current leader. Hoffman with about a 30.3 on the lap time at last check, with Ryder Carlson at about a 28.8 at the lap time. Ryder Carlson, if can stay on pace, maybe even improve the current timing, might be able to fight for that third step on the podium at current speed. Currently at this stage in the race, about the 5th fastest time. Both sitting at about 8 seconds off the leader's time at this check. 5th and 6th would be their current standings. Averaging right about 45.5 kilometers per hour are both of these riders, so pretty similar times, with Carlson just slightly ahead of Hoffman's position, the rider in black and pink. Looking to get a little bit better finish than his competition here in the heat, Hoffman. Both seeing 2 to go. Nearly a second faster now is Carlson compared to Hoffman. Both riders are more than 10 seconds off the leaders, putting him just outside of the podium. Both riders receiving the bell into their final lap. And from the looks of the current time checks, our top 3 should hold. In the final half lap for these great competitors here today, our junior athletes aged 15 through 16, wrapping up our final heat today for the pursuits. And here comes Ryder for his finish. Opposite us, almost at the same moment there, Noah Hoffman also finishing up. The time for Ryder Carlson is a 3:56.015. 3:56.015. Hoffman with a 3:57.024. Again, 3:57.024 for Hoffman. The time of Burgos stands all the way through the rides today. Much earlier we got to see a very quick 3:38.357. The time holds. Keegan Fairbanks in second with a 3:42.378. Matthew Crabb with a third place time of 3:44.173. Yeah, I see the conversation out there in the live chat about the size of fields. Discretion for juniors often shown because, again, size of junior fields and safety is kind of the priority here. So race directors that work with USA Cycling to decide what our maximums are going to be based on age group. That's all part of making sure and determining that the priority number 1, that safety, is our goal for these riders enjoying competition this weekend.
still got the feeling that you're next to me. Stuck in my head when lights go off. You're everything that I
Harrison Devine coming in, telling us that the time they're set for Burgos is less than 2 seconds set of an American record at an indoor track. Hey, Burgos, you might want to try. Oh, okay. Well, Harrison Devine's got wrong information then. But it's a fast time nonetheless. An impressive day here for our juniors. We're going to be doing some podiums here shortly, some medal ceremony for our pursuitists. We'll work our way over there here in a second. I'll be announcing those podiums being presented over there in corners 1 and 2. Top 3s will be called for their podium. Top 5s, pardon me. For the whole weekend, if you are a top 5 in a 15 through 16, in a 13 through 14, our 12 and 13, or our 10 and unders, all those younger groups, everybody's going to be a top 5 to our podiums. 17 and 18 will be top 3. We will call the junior women in our 15th and 16 pursuit final first. Top 5 to the podium, followed by the junior men. Top 5 to the podium. Bring your kit and be ready for your podium shots over there in turn 1 and 2 at the podium stage. Calling top 5 for junior women pursuit and junior men pursuit over to podiums. We'll start the presentation in just a minute. So waiting for the green light from our team that we are ready for presentations. Again, all our top 5s from the pursuits, junior women and junior men, to the podium area, please. Calling Lily Nguyen. Lily Nguyen for podiums. She is on the way. All right, I think we're ready to call our top fives. Now presenting your 2025 USA Cycling Junior Track National Champions for the 15-16-year-old Junior Women Pursuit Final. In 5th place for Jerry Baker Jr.'s race team, Sarah Lynch. In 4th place for JHCF presented by Shottenkirk Kia, Tegan Morgan. In 3rd place for the Jerry Baker Juniors, Charlotte Westover. In 2nd place for the Academy Cycling Team, Anya Chen. And your champion on top of the podium this year for Star Track Racing, Lily Nguyen. Hands up and congratulations to your top 5 2025 junior women for the pursuits. And now presenting the USA Cycling Junior Track National Champions for the 15-16 Junior Men Pursuit Final. In 5th place for Epic Racing, Ryder Carlson. In 4th place for Academy Cycling, Michael Perez. In 3rd place for Hot Tubes Development Cycling Team, Matthew Crabb. In 2nd place for the Jerry Baker Juniors, Keegan Fairbanks. And your 2025 champion for Team California Academy Race Team, Ayuna Burgos. Hands up and congratulations to your 2025 champions here for the Junior 15-16 Men Pursuits. And with that, we'll be shutting down the production for a little bit here. We'll silence the microphone, switch up the playlist for a little bit. We'll be on recess as we take a break from the racing fun. We'll be back at it tonight at 6 o'clock. Hey, sprockets go on sale at 5, I hear. So if you want to be in line for that, you're going to be here early. Believe me, 5 o'clock for sprocket sales start today. For our audience out there watching, if you enjoyed today's production, our broadcast, do leave us a little bit of positivity and support. Thumbs up and a subscribe means so much. Thank you again for your support. We'll be back with more racing fun here tonight, starting at 6, the next session for Junior Track Nationals. See you soon.